Hold on.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our quarterly community meeting here on West Hill. My name is Greg Hunter. I am the board president for West Hill Community Association. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at MyWestHill, or go on our website on mywesthill.org. First and foremost, I want to thank everyone for taking the time out to come to our meeting. This is actually a pretty good-sized room full of people. And thank you, Lakeridge Elementary, for having us here. And with that, I'm going to have Carlito, which is the Lakeridge principal, come and speak.
We are so happy to have you here in our school. I'm a proud representative of 40 staff and faculty members who are dedicated every day to changing the lives of students here at Lakeridge. I am a community member. I grew up in Skyway and went to school right in high school. I really believe that our students come with so many valuable skills and abilities, and I know that we are really dedicated here as a school to ensuring that each and every one of the students here thrives. Some examples of that: this year we're going to go, every single student will go on at least 3 field trips this year to make a connection with the real world, to what they're learning here on campus. We are partnering with various community members to bring in our students' cultures back into the school so that they can highlight that and see the connection with all the skills that they're learning in class, and see their own kind of faces, their own cultures represented here. I love the flags, but it's better when we got the people in here showing and representing the culture, just not having it up here. We, as a school here, are always happy to have you, so feel free to come back whenever y'all are ready. The school will be open. I'll make sure the gates are unlocked. I'll be here to welcome you all. But thank you so much for having your event here today, and thank you.
Thank you, Principal Carlito. We're so happy to be back here at Lakeridge Elementary since we were last here, I think, in January. So it's really great to be back. This is a fantastic facility, and I really like how bright this TV screen is. My name is Devin Chickers. I'm with the West Hill Community Association, just like Greg. We are all volunteer nonprofits, so we have a few folks here in the room that are volunteers or board members. Could you raise your hand real quick? If you're a volunteer or a board, real high. Yes, his right there, yes. All right, thank you all so much. Former board members even, perhaps? Yes, okay. So we do have a really great representation here today of folks in the community. These are all people, all your neighbors that have come out and do this work because they love putting on fun events, putting on informational community meetings like this and bringing people together, advocating for our communities, spreading around information and empowering your neighbors to be able to know what's going on and what's coming and how we can get involved in things. And so this is really special for you all to be here today because that's exactly what we're doing. We're going to have some really wonderful speakers talk about some really interesting things that are happening now, exciting things that are happening, ways for you to get involved, things to do, places to see, people to know. And some of those specific things have probably been running on the screen behind me while I've been speaking. So I just want to call those out really quickly. Coming up on Saturday, October 26th, is our Halloween takeover. Has anybody been to our Halloween takeover before? Yes? Ooh, okay. Most of the folks in this room, so you know how we do it. It's a little crazy, but we like it that way. The Halloween takeover that we've done the last couple years is a little bit different than in previous years. It is 2 city blocks, so Renton Avenue from 75th to 76. 126 is in the middle, so technically 2 blocks. We are going to have a big block party right there at the Penn Center by the Sheriff's Office, and right across from the library you'll see our giant arch. Come down there, we'll have all kinds of fun stuff happening in that space, including a 40-foot Airstream trailer called the Museum of Curious Things. If you want to know what is curious, well, you're going to have to come find out. And of course, once you get there, we'll hand out treat bags and get you started on your way down the treat trail. We'll have multiple businesses participating up and down the street. In addition, we'll have some amazing activity stops, including at the Skyway VFW, we'll have their annual Kids Halloween Party, which is, if you haven't been, something else entirely. And then at the Skyway Library, we're going to have a whole craft station and a Spider-Man station. If you want to find out what that is, you're going to have to go into the library. And I see we have a Spider-Man fan right there. Yes! Yes! Are you excited for Spider-Man? Yes, the answer is yes. And then we'll also have what might be the coolest thing is the tool doctor. If anybody knows where the tool doctor is on Skyway on Renton Avenue. Yeah. Right there by Nevzat's. The tool doctor is going to be putting on an entire haunted house. Like with actors, smoke machines, the whole works. For all ages. So for the littles, there'll be like a little activity area that's very accessible. And for those who are a little braver, test your bravery by going through that thing. It's pretty amazing. So we have something for everybody. It's for kids, for adults, young at heart, everyone. We'll have a photo booth over at the Beachcomber. Everybody knows what the Beachcomber is? Beachcomber Sports Bar and Grill. We'll have a professional photo booth with an actual photographer with the thing printed on the bottom that says, Halloween Takeover. So you have to get that keepsake. For some people, it is a must year after year if they don't have their branded year date on there. So we have something for everybody. It's a lot of fun. Also, we have opportunities if you'd like to volunteer, get involved. Both us and the VFW are doing kind of trunk or treating all along the back. So if you have a car and you want to decorate your car, be involved in that. We would love to have you. So find me, come talk to me. Let's get that done. Let's get you into the Halloween Takeover family. And one more thing I wanted to bring up that's very exciting that's coming up. There is an election, as some of you might know. We do a lot of stuff with the election. So on election day, does anybody know what day election day is?
November 5th.
November 5th, yes, remember. Yes. November 5th, we will be at Skyway Library from 4 to 8. So if you need to reprint your ballot, if your envelope got doused in coffee, happens. If you have any last minute trouble navigating that, if you're like, I don't know how to figure out if I'm registered, if I can even do this, come see us. We'll have a booth right out by the drop box. Yes, there is a drop box at Skyway Library. We will help you. Or if you're just coming there to drop off your ballot because you procrastinated to the last minute, that's okay. We're there to give you high fives, I voted stickers, candy, all kinds of swag, and there might be some costume characters. If you're a night owl, or you can't sleep on election night, once the polls close at 8 o'clock, we're moving across the street to the Beachcomber Sports Bar and Grill, and we're gonna have an election night watch party. So we'll have free snacks, decor, an inflatable tube man running around. Please join us. No matter which way you're rooting for the election, it's good to be with friends and meet some neighbors. So celebrate democracy, and we'll be learning a little bit more about this election later on. So that's why I'm going to get off the mic and pass it on to our president to get the show on the road. And thank you so much for coming out. It means a lot.
All right, thank you so much, Devin, and also Carlito. So we're going to start off with, let's see, we got Skyway Water and Sewer. So Cynthia, come on up.
So, excuse me, Devin is a really tough act to follow. I know. And I'm sorry, I've been speaking all day, so I'm a little bit hoarse. My name is Cynthia Lamont. I've been the general manager of your water and sewer district for just over 11 years now. We provide water and sewer service to the unincorporated area of King County. So I'm going to give you some really boring information. I'll be here all evening, and you are more than welcome to come over and ask me any questions at all about your water and sewer service.
You are never boring, Cynthia.
Oh, I'm always boring. I'm an engineer by trade, so you're boring. If you drive around the neighborhood, you'll see that there are several developer extension projects in progress, either individual homes or maybe duplexes, or up to close to 60 townhomes or houses being built. King County is the land use agency, so anything about how the site is graded or what the houses look like or how they're situated is managed by King County. We are either water and or sewer service that are provided to those developments. Still, if you have any questions about that, come and see me. We recently awarded a contract for a sewer extension on 80th Avenue South, from just south of Renton Avenue, north across Renton Avenue, to where it hits 128 and then 126. We don't have an exact date for start of construction, but it's a huge milestone for us in partnership with King County from a $1 million grant to do this project. The goal is to get folks that are on septic systems off of those systems and onto public sewer. Not something that residents have to do, but it's a much more reliable service, and King County has made those funds available for us to do this project. For this particular project, it's a really limited number of customers that we're getting off of septic systems because of the cost of crossing Renton Avenue. Once we get across Renton Avenue, the whole north area above there is now much more able to extend sewer and get off of septic. Come and see me if you have more detailed questions. We are also currently working with King County on a $20 million EPA grant, some of which will be used to fund lighting, some of which will be used to fund getting folks off of septic. I've got a small map. I didn't bring a PowerPoint presentation tonight, but again, come and see me if you're interested in where that grant area is or have any other questions about septic or sewer service. And last but not least, I just want to give you a little brief update on lead service line inventory. Who remembers Flint, Michigan and what happened there? Okay, we're not that. but as part of all, health and safety, the EPA, and then through Department of Health here in the state of Washington, is requiring us to take an inventory of all the service lines, water service lines, in our service area, which is basically this section of unincorporated King County. Okay. Tomorrow we will be uploading the information we have so far, and there will be a link on our website that you can go and look at that. And if you have any questions, give us a call. The short version is, we did some sampling back in 2017, looking for the most likely locations where there might be lead service lines, and there were none. So at this point in time, we have no evidence of any lead service lines being constructed in the Skyway area. I should say the West Hill, okay? Not just the Skyway neighborhood, but Bryn Mawr, Lakeridge, this whole unincorporated area.
Yeah, no lead.
Yes, we're very happy, okay? Part of what we'll also be doing is reaching out to you folks to help us with what's on your side of the water meter. Because this inventory that we're doing, required by Department of Health, includes what's in your service line. So check our newsletter for more information, check the website under water quality, and if you have any questions, give us a call at the office. I'll be in the back here and have business cards, and I'm happy to share those. Any questions at this point? All right, well, I'll be right here in the back the rest of the evening. Come and see me if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. Next up is Chief Hicks with King County Fire District.
All right, Devin, is there an X I'm supposed to stand on here?
I will move to you.
You move to me? Okay, I got some moves, so.
Okay. All right.
Well, thank you everyone for having us here tonight. My name is Eric Hicks, and I am your fire chief of the Skyway Fire Department. Just, okay, here, go ahead and clap for it. Every other meeting, I kind of like to explain our district a little bit. We are one fire station, 3 square miles, but we are part of a consortium of fire departments throughout South King County. So that's why whenever there's a fire in Skyway, you'll see multiple agencies fighting the fire. You'll see Renton, Puget Sound, sometimes even Darien, North Highline will come up. So that's really nice because we all work together. It's seamless. There's no borders. So I know a lot of people like to, ask how many calls we go on and everything. So we go on. Right now we're about over 2,000 calls for the year to date. Our most recent fires, one was on September 23rd at the 6400 block of 120th. Luckily everybody got out safely. There were no injuries. On September 25th, there was a fire at the 12400 block of 78th. Same deal, everyone got out safely, no injuries. King County Sheriffs, we work with them to investigate the fires. So we have not got a cause back that looked like it's leaning towards accidental. The cause was accidental. A little bit more about our district. We're governed by a board of 3 commissioners, and we are a special purpose district, which is great. That means that whenever you vote on something and support our agency, the money stays up here in Skyway. It doesn't go to a larger fund or anything like that. Your dollars stay up here in Skyway, funds the fire department, which is really good. We're governed by a board of 3 commissioners. One of my bosses is here tonight. I can either give you the answer of who that is, or I can have you look on our website at king20fire.org and see which one of my bosses are in the room here tonight. I'm gonna give you a hint. She's also the general manager of the water district. A few other things that we're involved in. On November 16th, Devin has King County Fire Chief's website up there. We have a diversity equity workshop coming up. We do this twice a year, King County Fire Chiefs. What we do is we make it a place where people can come that's interested in fire service, to feel welcomed, to get all those questions answered about what it takes to get into the fire service, what it takes to get into the fire service. We have breakout sessions, firefighter written exam prep, oral board prep, wellness and fitness requirements, psych and background. So everything, all the information you need to try to get your foot in the door, because it can be a complicated process to get into the fire service. And so we want to make a welcoming place for people of color, no matter your sexual orientation, different backgrounds, cultural backgrounds, to come and ask those questions, make connections with other chiefs, department members, to get your foot in the door. Because, I'll tell you right now, I'll give you an example. Seattle Fire Department, they are actively recruiting. They start at $94,000 to start. And all you need to be 21 and have a high school diploma. So it's a really great job for a working family. Skyway, we have 2 potential people retiring next year. So the next website that Devin has brought up is Law Fire Careers. This is where we advertise. So if Devin scrolled down, you will see the King 20 logo on this website. Right there, right in the middle of all the big dogs up there. And you start here when you want to apply for the Skyway Fire Department. So right now, luckily, we have 3 people, 3 recruits in the academy. And we have 2 potential retirements coming up. So if anyone's online or here interested or knows someone interested, you can direct them to this website. The other option is just stopping by my station and talking to me. I do a lot of mentoring and helping people with the process, so feel free to stop by anytime. So that was the end of my report. Any questions?
There's a substation on 84, fire station. I don't know what you call it.
We call it a Bryn Mawr station,
Okay.
and it's not an active station. It's kind of our storage for all our reserve equipment.
I see.
Yeah.
So that, and there's no plan to do away with it, or?
Not at this point. Long-term plan, we would like to sell it and move our equipment up top and potentially build a new fire station that's large and fit all of our equipment. So we're not making trips
Yeah.
to and forth down to the Bryn Mawr station. So we probably go down there probably every other day, which, you know, the fuel and everything that goes along with that.
Yeah.
And that building was built in 1944.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it is. It's a nice building, yeah. Any other questions? Okay, well, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right, thanks so much, Dix. Next up, we have King County Parks, Darlene.
They're unfortunately on lockdown at Steve Cox Memorial Park right now.
Uh-oh, okay, well,
King County Parks is having a day.
day to day.
She might make it later, so we'll.
Okay, so we'll move her down. Let's move on to Gloria Briggs with King County PB.
Good evening, Skyway. My name is Gloria Briggs. I'm Program Manager for Christopher Budget. It is your time to vote for the people's budget. This is not the normal election. This is your election, where there's close to $5 million that was allocated for this area of Skyway, and you have 2 opportunities to vote. for capital projects and programs and services. I have flyers over at the front, and I'll also go around and pass them around. You can vote from your phone using the QR codes 1 and 2. There are 2 ballots, and you have until the end of the month, so until the 31st, and we'll also be at the takeover as well. And you have until 31st where you can vote. So if you have any questions, please feel free to grab me while you're here, and I'll go ahead and pass out the flyers. But that was all that I have, just short and sweet. Vote in PB vote.
When does it due by?
Thank you.
Until the 31st. Yep.
Thank you.
All right, so make sure you get those votes in. We need the votes. Next up, we have Detective Norris with King County Sheriff's Office. Getting all the King County people out. In and out.
Good evening, everybody. I feel like I know the vast majority of everybody in here. Those who don't know me, I'm Detective Norris with the Sheriff's Office. I am usually at the office over here across from the library. My role is essentially to bridge the gap between the police and the community. So any issues that are going on in your neighborhoods, parking, RVs, stuff like that, I usually will answer a lot of questions about those. Any crime that you guys are seeing that we're not seeing, feel free to run it by us so we can at least try to get a fix for it. We go to a ton of events with everybody, so you'll see a lot of us out at pretty much everything you guys have. If you have something coming up, please let us know. We will also be at the takeover. Right now, the main crime trends as far as what we're seeing over here, still a ton of break-ins going on as far as the vehicles. We're having a lot of people leaving stuff in their vehicles, leaving their doors unlocked. Always, I know it sounds cliche, if you see something, say something. If you see something a little off, you guys know your neighborhoods better than we do. So don't hesitate to call us out. That is why we are here. Same thing with the houses. We will get the occasional house break-in or burglary, same thing. Cameras if you can, that's always helpful. If you want to do a house check, if you're going on vacation, have us occasionally come by your house. Let us know you're not going to be in town, so at least we have a list where it's houses where, well, this person's on vacation from this time to this time, so we know nobody's supposed to be here. You know, so if we do get a weird call, we know this is most likely someone doing something they're not supposed to do. So anything that you guys need, please let us know. We're not hard to reach. I've been getting a lot of questions about staffing in Skyway. There are typically 2 deputies patrolling on Skyway, in Skyway, and we're a little bit more broken away from our counterparts in Berrien and White Center and things like that. So a little bit more remote, so we will rely on people to come from those areas, which takes about 15 minutes, Renton PD, things like that. So we are more short-staffed than what you normally get throughout the county because of the location and things of that nature. But we make do, we're making do. If you guys need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Does anyone have any questions?
Is there going to be someone to replace Vicky?
So, I knew that was going to come up.
Sorry.
So there should be. What I have been told is that probably won't happen for 2 or 3 months.
Who's Vicky? The community service officer.
She's a community service officer, so she worked with the sheriff's office, but she was a civilian. But she went to a lot of events, attended a lot of meetings, things of that nature. Just tried to help out, and she's a little bit more relatable since she is a civilian. So there's a lot of people that like that. As nice as I am, I'm still a cop, so some people don't always like it. So we're trying to get her replacement in the next few months, but you know how the government works. So, anybody else got anything else?
Yeah, so you mentioned RVs, and I've been noticing that the RV, I don't want to call it an encampment, but behind the fire station has been kind of growing and growing.
Encampment.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, one of those. So I was wondering if you guys have that on your radar, or if you're planning to do anything about it, or you guys aren't tracking that at all.
Oh, so it's most definitely on our radar. It has been for a while. We've worked with a lot of people in here to try to handle that. The issue is it's on private property. we've been in contact with the property owners. We've given them what their options could be, but ultimately it's their property. We can't have a legal say in what they do. But we do tell them, you know, we get a ton of complaints. We have had crimes occur over there. So they're aware, they've been notified. We've tried to stay on top of them as much as we can, but you know, with any privately owned thing, there's only so much we can do. So the only thing we can do is let them know. But it has been on our radar for a very long, at least over a year now. Yes, ma'am.
I was curious to know, I assume it's the newer owners that bought that property. See, that was 22, and then they just bought up the other two properties this last month.
I think those are the same people, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So that, it might take care of itself because they're trying to do that combination residential commercial project.
Correct. They said they were trying to build stuff to it and add on to it. It's going to be a little difficult to do that while there are RVs piling up. And you know, 1 month they'll disappear, or most of them, then they're right back. There hasn't been a month where they all are gone, but it's an ongoing problem that we're doing our best to work. But again, just like with the other stuff, if you guys see anything odd over there, anything suspicious, call us, document it, you know. There's always, anytime you got a paper trail and document everything, that's the best way to go. So if you're seeing suspicious stuff, we've had a lot of calls over there, just let us know. Yes, ma'am.
Just a clarification, is it homeless or is it refugee as well with that, or is it just?
You're trying to get me in trouble, huh?
It's not the same.
I really
situation as down
enjoy
the road, though, is that-
being in my position, so I'm not gonna give you an answer to that. It's a little bit of both. It's a little mixture. You heard her say it.
What was that
Let me
thing?
clarify.
I didn't hear. What did
She
say?
said it's not a refugee camp. She said that. I didn't say that.
Don't get me in trouble. Yes.
Alright, so when they come back and say, did you tell these people that? Man.
Ben knows.
Does anyone else have any questions for me? Alright, well, I hope you guys have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, I think Caroline is here now. Are you okay? Do you need a break? Do you want me to go into the first and foremost?
Whichever you prefer.
You're ready.
If you're ready to go.
Always.
Let me get your
All
slides up.
right. It's
Oh, thank you.
Or do you want to stand on that side or that side? I get the camera ready.
How about over here?
Perfect. All
Does
right.
that
Let me.
work?
Yes. Don't go any further to your right, though. I'm very limited motion. All right. Let me grab your slide down.
Oh, hey, that's us.
Yeah, look at those guys.
Well, first off, I want to thank you all so much for having us both tonight, but also in your community for the last few years. My name is Darlene. I want to extend a huge apology for being late. We had a little bit of drama out in White Center tonight. You may see it on the news later. We're all okay. But it took me a minute to get here. So I am very fortunate to be with King County Parks, and I'm going to confess to all of you, I'm having some pretty serious deja vu, because 20 years ago we used to run after-school playground programs right here, and that's kind of where I fell in love with West Hill and Skyway. And so we are thrilled that all these years later, we've been able to come back just a little bit with our Recreation Aid program. So between 23 and 24, we were very fortunate to hire 25 teens starting at the age of 16 to train them up in best practices in providing community recreation. We could go ahead and go to the next slide. Yes, that was the team out at Skyway Park. So the Recreation Aid program has about 300 hours of recreational opportunity that we've been able to provide to youth and families in Skyway in the last 2 years. This is Carla here. They're working on a craft project. In addition to providing the recreation to all the families, we're also very fortunate that we're able to provide the rec aides with about 40 hours of best practice recreation leadership training. And we have a focus on the 10 Washington State developmental competencies. So 3 goals with the program. First and foremost is to train up some teens in best practice recreation. Next slide, please. And then the second big goal is to provide some free recreation to families in the Skyway neighborhood. So in the last couple of years, we've done about 25 days of public programming out at Skyway Park. They've done just about every sport they can come up with in the park. Very popular, included basketball, hockey, soccer, volleyball, kickball, pickleball, t-ball, parachute games, tag, golf, flag football, frisbee, and this year they had an epic summer Olympics. You can catch the highlights on their YouTube channel. We also do crafts in the park, kites, puppets, piñatas, painted rocks, all those things. And then we've also done scavenger hunts, board games. They tell a lot of stories. There's walkathons, special guests, pogo events. Everybody know Pogo, Pokemon Go? The Reckids are obsessed with it. Pogo, yeah. And a lot of STEM projects. And then they've also done a number of grab and go activities. So they counted them up. It's actually closer to 12,000 grab and go activities that they've distributed in the neighborhood. Quite a few through the Skyway Resource Center distribution events. Thank you, Public Health, for that invite. They've done a lot of videos. Some of them take place at the park. Some of them are just once you have the activity kit, you follow along. And then they've also done quite a few craft projects at community events. Next slide, please. Please just cut me off if I'm talking too much. So this is the big thank you. The community has been so welcoming to the team, and we've really appreciated the opportunity to get to know everybody and to work with families in the area. We've been to about 50 events in the last 2 years.
Wow.
We were able to do STEM programs at the Skyway Library, again, the distribution events. Very graciously invited out to Juneteenth celebration at Campbell Hill the last few years. We've done a job launch event, which is like a focus on a particular career, like careers in maritime or careers in health and fitness. And we always have a viewing party out at the Skyway Library. We loved participating in the Take Back events. Thank you so much. NeoFest was amazing this year. The annual safety fair, I see the chief in the back. They're still asking when the next safety fair is. And we also got to help with the reading kickoff of the Skyway Park this year. So moving forward, we have 1 more year of the program currently funded. So the current recades are summarizing what seemed to work and what they thought families might appreciate more of. And hopefully next spring we'll be back to let you know when the positions open up so we can get some more teens hired. I think that's it. Although I did have one other thing. Can I walk away?
You can do whatever you want.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we heard about the inflatables and the recades felt really bad. So they picked out one of their favorite inflatables so that at least you'll have one at the event. So we don't tell Anna because it is his very favorite. The recades were like, this is the one. I was like, "Oh, just pack it up, it'll be okay." And then we are very sad not to be able to be there in person for a Take Back, but they have about 300 arts and crafts projects they've packed up.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's it. Is
Thank
that
you,
kinda
Darlene.
how it's supposed to go?
For
Thank you all.
context, we got a lot of our decorations stolen out of a storage unit right before the big event. And so we're looking for donations of cash or heartfelt gifts of
or anything.
your
that's
favorite
gonna
inflatable. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, of
That's
course.
very
Thank
nice. Thank you.
Is that on? Okay. All right, thank you so much, Arlene, and thank you for the inflatable for our event. I'm not sure if everyone heard, but we were burglarized at the storage unit, and they did take a lot of our event equipment that we have planned for this takeover event for Halloween. So if anyone, I'm not sure if you saw the post online, but if anyone can help, donate or even let us borrow some of the equipment just for that particular day, it would be greatly appreciated. All right, so next up is Renton School District, Randy Matheson. Please come up.
Hi guys, I'm Randy Matheson, Community Relations Director in the Renton School District. Give you quick updates on things we're doing in our schools here on the West Hill. Let's start with Lakeridge. One more time for the principal, Mr. O'Malley. We're extremely excited to have him come on board this year. He has the right mentality, the right love for the kids, the enthusiasm, the energy, and it's going to make a wonderful difference here at this school, and we're really excited to have him running this school. We recently teamed up with the Seattle Sounders and the Ray Foundation, and we put in a mini pitch soccer court here at Lakeridge Elementary, which is open to the public on the weekends and when school's not in session. A mini pitch is basically like a half-court basketball court, but it's for soccer. And it's painted, it has goals. Kids can come and play on it on the weekends. They use it here at the school during the school day. The Seattle Sounders are committed to putting these mini pitch courts into lots of communities throughout Seattle and the neighboring communities. We've got a couple here in the Renton School District and one right here in Lakeridge. Campbell Hill Elementary, we finished the walking path. I've mentioned this before. So thanks to our funding from our bond measures and some funding from King County, we actually created a walking path around our play field at Campbell Hill. It's a padded walking path, so folks can use it on the weekends, in the summer, and use it to get some exercise off of sidewalks and the beaten path. You can come over to Campbell Hill and walk around there. There's also a small baseball field with a backdrop there and a new play toy that can be used on the weekends also. So we're committed to trying to place things in our schools here in the West Hill that benefit the community, benefit our students, of course, through the school day, but also our community members on the weekends and holidays and through the summer. So we're continuing to work on ways to accommodate our community. At Dennett Middle School, we have some Saturday programs that we're putting in place. These are afternoon Saturday programs to enrich students' learning on the weekends. It's fun activities, STEM activities, some athletic activities. So we're trying to figure out ways to continue providing students activities and enrichment on Saturdays and through the weekends and through the summer. So we're continuing to work on those kinds of things. And our biggest thing that we've got going on right now here for the West Hill is Renton High rebuild. So Renton High School is being completely rebuilt. We have got voter approval on that in 2022. We went out for a couple of years looking for a place to build a new high school campus. You need about 33 acres to build a high school campus. As you can imagine, there's not a lot of spots where there's 33 acres available in one location. So we turned our attention back to the Renton High campus, and we are now moving to actually rebuild Renton High School on its current footprint and also expand it from Shattuck Avenue to Logan and from 2nd Avenue or 2nd Street to Airport Way. So we're buying homes and property and businesses on the other side of Tobin, on the other side of Renton High, and eventually we'll have all those properties purchased and we'll start the construction project to expand Renton High School. Our commitment is to keep the IKEA Performing Arts Center in its current location as it's configured, not do any work to that, and the facade, the front facade of Renton High School. So the look of Renton High will maintain that, but from that back all the way to Airport Way and then from Shattuck to Logan will be the new campus, to include some small ball fields so that our students aren't having to go to the Renton Stadium to practice. As you can imagine, it's difficult to get practice time at that field because that field also accommodates all of our high schools for soccer and football and so on. So the other high schools have these campuses already built. We're committed to building a campus for Renton High School that will last for decades. That is the fast update. Any questions at all? Yes, ma'am.
You guys break ground for Renton High?
Well, break ground is a tough thing. I think we've got a couple of years because we're still buying property, and as you can imagine, that's a process. So we have to go through a lot of processes and permits and things like that. I think it's a couple of years, about 2 years we'll be breaking ground. I think our commitment is to have it up and open by 2028, 29.
Are you having to use eminent domain for that?
So the question is, if we're using eminent domain, a school district always has the authority to use eminent domain. Our commitment is to purchase every home and buy every home and property at fair market value. So that just means for some folks, we're gonna have to work a little longer and a little harder, but we're committed to not taking anyone's property. In fact, I can say we're not taking anyone's property. We'll buy everyone's property at fair market value, but a school district does have the authority to use eminent domain. Now what that means though, for some folks, is you actually get benefits when you sell your property to a school district that has the authority to use eminent domain. So you're really selling it, not at your own volition, you're selling it for a process or something that's being built. That means you get tax breaks, you get to use our realtor to find a new home, you get to use our adjustment folks, we pay for moving you. So you get a lot of, if anybody's ever sold a home recently, having to go through all that stuff to move somewhere else, there's a lot of expenses involved in that. And the school district's part with eminent domain is to actually provide some of those services for folks who are moving on and allowing us to build that property.
I'm not as geographically aware of what you're talking about, but if you're on Airport Way and you're going
East.
to the landing,
Yeah.
and when you turn, and then there's that restaurant that's been coming soon for
Yes.
a long, long time. Is that part of that property?
Yes, that's part of the property we're purchasing.
So it's not coming soon?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, we actually started working with them as they were starting to renovate that property and letting them know that we had a plan in place. So, did everyone hear the question? There's a restaurant on that corner of Airport Way. There's a coming soon sign out on it, and that coming soon will be the Renton High School.
Yes.
In that same area, they took out the sidewalk where the kids would cross when they would be going from school to the stadium. How do they get there safely?
They actually go under. They go under the underpass. So they walk. They either walk over to the what's the
like the
Don Pearson Pearson thing and cross there. So they do have to go further down by the river and cross there. So the question was about why this crosswalk. I think they found that crosswalk because there were multiple roads that came through there, that was more dangerous than having them walk a block down and go across the one street there. Yes, sir.
The design team for rebuilding Renton High School is going to all the elementary schools and asking the elementary school students what they would want in a high school, because they will be the ones to inhabit that space. So our school is already participating in that, and all the other elementary schools here, who the kids will basically inherit that space, and then also we will welcome families to meet the design team to talk about what that space should look like. So they also planning in advance.
That's fantastic. Yeah, because by the time we get it up and running, those kids would be in middle school getting ready to go into high school. So yeah, very good. Okay, that's my time. Thanks, folks.
Thank you so much, Rudy. Next up is Zena from Skyway Library.
Hi, I am here representing the Skyway Librarians, Ursula and Melissa, and I could not be prouder to be asked to be here on their behalf. There are copious flyers on the back table for all the events that are happening at the library, but they asked me to mention a few. Upcoming is the Food as Medicine Experience event, which is very exciting. That's at the Silent Task Force Task House. There's for everything I'm mentioning, there's flyers back here so you can have all the information. There's how to prepare for high school success and find good college scholarships, and that will be at the Renton Library. Creative and Cultural Cuisine Series. We have a really good food thing going here. And that will be Thursdays starting the 24th coming up. So from 4 to 5:30 at the library. That you need to register for, so go to the library website, sign up. Bear with me, I'm not as smooth as Melissa. There's slow flow yoga every Saturday from 11:15 to 12:15. And then also math space that also coordinates, which is for kids from 4 to 6. So again, there's flyers for all of this, and there's also, you can also find this on the library website. Those are upcoming ones. And then some of the ongoing events that they wanted you to know about is the adult book group, which is Thursdays. It's once a month. It's this Thursday and then Thursday every month. Family story times. Ursula does an incredible story time. I highly recommend the family story time. It's Mondays from 10:30 to 11. And then, and that's for newborns to age 6 with accompanied by an adult. Reading Buddies is Tuesdays from 4:30 to 5:30. There's tutoring Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 5 to 7 for grades K through 12. And there's also an online option for the tutoring if you can't get to the library. There's also tech tutors Mondays and Tuesdays from 3 to 5. There's Play and Learn every Thursday. That is also Ursula's program. It's a lot of fun, 10:30 to 12. And then every second Wednesday, there's a resource fair, which has all kinds of resources for the community. And Melissa is adding partners to that all the time. So that's a really powerful event. And that is all they've asked me to talk about, but I just want to say that we're just so pleased to be part of this community, and the library is here for you. So what you need and what you want and what you're interested in, please come and tell us, because that's how we can design programs for you.
Is there any program for seniors?
They are working on that. I believe the tech tutoring is a program for seniors, and they're also developing a program, a tech help for seniors program that hasn't launched yet. But if you're looking for programs for seniors, and you let me know, or you go down to the library and let them know what you're looking for, they're really great at designing what you need.
Bring your ideas.
Any other questions about the library? All right, well, thank you for having me. Like I said, we're really proud to be part of this community. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tina. We're going to piggyback off of that. Is there Kathleen here with Friends of Skyway-West?
One personal comment here. Women get mammograms. It saves lives. Okay, the Skyway Library Friends Group. I was involved with that since 1982, about. It's a group of just community members that meet. It's now every other month that we try to meet. We have actually got some younger people now involved, which understand that not everybody wants to use cash to buy books at book sales. So there's alternatives. I'm pretty sure it's $1,216 that we managed to earn in the 2-day book sale. It was just set up and we had a great time. Of course, sorting books is always fun for us. And it's fun to have the community come in. The booksellers tend to be first. But that's okay, because they pay good money and they usually buy a whole lot of books. The money then goes to the community as far as programs through the library. And we have programs, obviously, too. I'm going to talk about the teenagers and tweens, which is just under teens, because they're special. And then adults, and again, it'd be nice to have some for seniors, too. So anybody who wants to come and join, you can leave your name up at the contact information, or Jill call you, who's the president this year. And so it's a great group of people. We're up to about 10 or 15 at the meetings. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you so much, Kathleen. All right, so next up is Margie with Skyway DFW Publish.
Wait a second. Hang on. I said too long. No, I'm done.
Just set it right here. That'll be fine.
Welcome, it's great to be here tonight. My name is Margie Lindbergh. I am the auxiliary president of the Skyway Post 9430. We're right up here behind the Penn Center. We're kind of tucked in back there. Our commander, Chad Hasselbrook, is at the post this evening with our special needs scout troop. So I'm here to give the report. I want to share, before I begin, I want to share an announcement of a very prestigious award that our post was awarded for the 23-24 year. And we have, this is the third time we've won this award. We won it in 2016, 17, and 18, 19. I'll hold it up. Just give me a moment here. So there, yeah. Yeah. Thank you. This award is only given to one post in the state.
Wow.
Yeah, it's quite an award. Here, we just let it set down there. Thanks, Greg. So we are very proud of that. So we're proud and honored to be able to work with the community and the schools, and I'll get to that after a little bit. We have a very busy season coming up, a lot of fun events we're all welcome to take part in. I'm going to be passing out a piece of paper with a QR code. I'll leave them up here. This QR code, I don't know if some of you are familiar with QR codes. I wasn't until this year. But you just put on your camera, hold your camera over the top of it, a little line shows up, you touch it, and it'll take you right to our website, newsletter, and calendar. So if you have a smartphone, that's all you have to do to make the QR code work. I learned that new this year. Always something new to learn. I want to start with one of our special events coming up this weekend. We're having our 3rd annual craft fair and bazaar. Well, there'll be some of these around. And I do have, oh, thank you, Greg. Don't sit down yet, honey. Some flyers for our craft fair. It will be Saturday and Sunday, the 19th and 20th, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. In addition to the vendors, we will be having a bake sale and offering a $5 soup lunch. Sunday, we'll be having a pancake breakfast for $6 that benefits our Santa parties that directly benefit our 3 elementary schools. And I don't know if you knew this yet, but the Skyway Post does do a separate Christmas party with gifts for Lakeridge, Bryn Mawr, and Campbell Hill. We'll have more information. I don't know if the commander's already talked to you about that, but it's very exciting. Next weekend, we've already talked about this, is Halloween, the Halloween party, the Halloween takeover. So, I'll make my paper, that'll be easy. Thank you. Okay. Our trunk or treat. So if they don't have any more available spots for the trunk or treat for West Hill, give us a call. You can stop up to the post or check out our address and phone numbers on that QR code. It'll be from 1 to 5. At 3:30 p.m. we will be having a costume contest, and we give prizes. I mean, like, really good prizes. For the Halloween, at Easter, when we had our Easter party, kids received bikes, pools. Wow. It really is. We try to go all out for guys. So here's for the trunk or treat. Oh, thank you, Greg. Let's see. I'm gonna make him work. We will also, now Devin was mentioning this, in addition to the costume contest that we do inside the post, we will be having snacks, probably hot dogs, maybe some grilled cheese, chips, a drink, cookie decorating. I do the cookie decorating. Yeah. The kids get to decorate their cookies with frosting and then put as much goo and candy and stuff that they like on it. I love watching them just goop it up. Crafts, games, and our famous cakewalk. And so we will be, the cakewalk is, the kids really love that. And we do accept cakes and cookies that are store purchased. They don't have to be homemade. Last year I want to say there were probably about 600.
Wow.
Yeah, we have a lot. And like I said, if you want a spot to decorate a trunk or treat, if they run out of room there, please come and see us. And you can check with myself or Commander Chad or in a Facebook message, and we will get to you. I would not be a good community advocate if I did not remind you all that you are invited to stop by in on Thursdays at 5:30 for a $6 full meal deal hamburger. I mean, they're good-sized hamburgers with all the fixings, homemade potato salad, cookies for dessert, homemade cookies for dessert. Friday nights at 5 o'clock, we offer a $6 light dinner meal and games that follow that do include, well, not as exciting prizes. Usually it's a Starbucks card, but that works for me. And I will be available after to answer any questions you have about our organization or information. I can get you information how to become a member of the VFW or the auxiliary. So thank you very much for having us. Thank you for, we've really worked well and have been a part of the community, and we're really happy to do that. So thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you so much, Artie. All right, thank you so much again, Margie. So next up, we have John Reed with Urban Family.
Good evening. I didn't know I was supposed to come up here, but thanks, Devin. My name is John Reed. I serve as the Director of Community Engagement for Urban Family. I'll give just a short overview of what Urban Family is. We're a nonprofit that works with youth and families on the Hill. We also work in Seattle, but I'm here to talk about Skyway. We do after-school programming with partnership with Renton School District. I think we've done most of the schools on the Hill. We were here last year, actually. We're currently at Bryn Mawr and Dimmitt. We do sports mentorship with youth that provide social and emotional learning. And so, from what I understand, I know at Dimmitt, your kid doesn't have to go to Dimmitt to be in the after-school program. As long as they live in the vicinity of the school, it's open to everyone. We also do community safety. I have a neighborhood safety team that works with Dimmitt, escorts the kids from the school to their form of transportation. There's been a lot of activity going on where the kids were feeling unsafe because cars were pulling up. And so you'll see my team out there with a community safety jacket on their backs. That's their job, but that's just part of what we do when it comes to community safety. So if you have any concerns or questions, I'll be here when we're over, so you can connect with me. But our job is to see what the safety concerns are up on the Hill and hopefully work in conjunction with the Sheriff's Office and anyone else in the community to provide safety support to make sure that we can address some of these issues. Like we knew that the bus stop over at Preston Point, there was a lot of activity going on there and just a lot of kids being real unsafe. And so we sent the team out there just to greet them and get them into the complex safely. And then lastly, we do family support, and that is just either through events or by referral. I am gonna totally miss Vicki. She called me all the time, but there's a family that needs this, there's a kid that needs that, and we'll connect with the family, work with them to see what their needs are, and then hopefully provide them. We don't have any events, I love events, but we've been at so many events which we can't participate in. The Halloween event, we did it 2 years ago, it was awesome. The only event I know we have is in December, which is far away, but I'll get you more information when that comes around the corner. It is a toy giveaway. We open our facility for folks to come pick them up, and we also deliver. And so if you have any questions, I'll be around, and you can just connect with me, and then we can exchange information and take from there. Okay.
Thank you so much, John. We got Bob Santiago here. We're at King County Local Service. Or something.
Hey, is it okay if I take a picture?
You can.
Yep. I was going to say something, but I got a text saying, hey, you better stand up there and talk about local services. So I'm here. Department of Local Services. So if you live in this community, you are in unincorporated King County. That means King County is your government. That also means it's not like living in Seattle, you can go to a city hall. You don't have that in King County. However, I am here on Wednesdays at the Skyway Library from 1 to until they close actually. So you can text me and I can provide over-the-counter services that you would normally get at a city hall. Not all of them. Like I will not take your I don't know, your light bill. We're not gonna do that. But I can also notarize your document. If you have anything to be notarized, come see me, okay? So, again, I'm here on Wednesdays, and I work with a bunch of folks, individuals that walk in, as well as community groups in this community. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bob. All right, next up is Anne with It Takes a Village. AMSA edition.
You all really built me up. I was over there just jotting away. I love to hear of all the activities and organizations. I look forward to reaching out to you all. So again, like Greg said, my name is Ann Okwalu. I'm the Executive Director and Creative Program Director of It Takes a Village AMSA Edition. A little bit about me, just my connections with Skyway, connections to the progressive tiny home, Skyway Bowling Alley, had lots of memories there growing up. Dining in Skyway, community events like the Juneteenth, the NIA Festival, the Halloween Takeover. Of course, lots of friends and families that are in the community, and so a lot of times spending time with them. One, which is late Vorian Lewis, he was also the founder of the Rainier Ravens football team. And lastly, but not least, I am proud to represent Skyway in the second cycle of participatory budgeting. Okay. Like I said, I was jotting down some stuff, so I was thinking when I heard about that encampment, I don't know if anybody is like outreach to them. Maybe we should like talk to them and ask them to come to forums like this to kind of give them resources. I know down where I live at, which is in the New Holly neighborhood, we had the encampments that were going on down at John C. Little Park. And you know, it was kind of a little unsafe, but there were children and family in those encampments, and people didn't just want to oust them. And you know, we worked with Tammy Morales, and she brought out a team of people, and they were able to get them housed. So just kind of idea. Like I said, I was back there jotting everything down. Also looking forward to connecting with Darlene at the King County Parks, because I look forward to working with Parks and Development and Design of the upcoming community center, and hopefully an official field for our football team that we're hoping to have here. So, yeah. Thank you. Just a little bit about It Takes a Village. We were founded in 2016. We began hosting Juneteenth celebrations in the New Holly neighborhood of Southeast Seattle. We were aiming to create a space for cultural celebration and community empowerment. Since then, we've pioneered several initiatives, such as like our back to school. We started doing hairstyling for girls, an idea that has since been embraced by a lot of other folks that are doing back to schools. We're also proud to see the growth in Juneteenth celebrations across the state, reflecting the widespread recognition of this historical moment, right? So yay for that. In 2021, we expanded our efforts beyond annual events to offer more year-round support for resources, professional development and activities designed to counteract isolation, violence, mental health challenges in our community. We now host a range of secular events throughout the year, including the Juneteenth Halloween Harvest, which is actually on Halloween, so we will be at the Skyway takeover, okay? We also do a Thanksgiving community dinner, Christmas gatherings, Kwanzaa, Valentine's, Book Week, Women Empowerment Month, Easter, Mother's Day, and Father's Day. Our programming also includes workshops on food economics, creative development, food service and job skills, and urban farming. We also deliver hot meals to community members. And while our cultural events combine food, storytelling, and creative arts to foster connection and nourish both the body and soul. In addition to hosting wellness fair, we also offer career-focused workshops that cover different fields like nail technician and hairstyling, rug tufting, balloon arch, body conjuring, nursing assistance, medical terminology, grant writing, and more. Through these activities, we provide ongoing mentorship and skill building to help individuals grow personally and professionally. Currently, we are excited to launch our junior football and cheerleading team in Skyway. It will be the first of its kind. I mean, there are several different football leagues. There has been kind of a disappearance in some in like the Rainier Beach, MLK, and Beacon Hill area, as well as Skyway. And so now we have just from the Central District all the way just to Renton. And with that, there's a lot of families that find themselves split, and really the travel time is very time consuming. So we are hoping to actually create a year-round program that we're hoping to call it the Skyway Cobras. It will be more than just sports. This initiative will focus on sportsmanship, team building, peer counseling, case management, and family engagement. Our vision is to follow the journey of our youth and their families throughout the years from early childhood to adulthood and beyond. We plan to build a strong online presence, create a dedicated fundraising team, and a mental health support system. Our goal is to offer opportunities that range from local engagements to elite travel teams, ensuring that youth that have ongoing pathways to growth, mentorship, and success, even after they age out of our traditional sporting programs. Thank you for this community forum, and we look forward to future collaborations and working with all the other community members. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Ann. Next up is King County Office of Law Enforcement. Is it Simra? Thank you.
Hello, hi everybody. I'm a new face here, so thank you for having me. We're all hanging in there? It's getting late. Okay, good. So my name is Simra Hans. I'm with the King County Office of Law Enforcement Oversight and Community Engagement Specialist. Don't know if I already said that. Sorry, again, it's getting late. So as you may already know, our office, also known as OLEO, is an independent agency that provides oversight for King County Sheriff's Office. We have three main bodies of work: complaint investigation, policy and practice review, and community engagement. And part of that last piece of community engagement is that we have a volunteer community board. It's called CACLEO, the Community Advisory Committee for Law Enforcement Oversight. It's a bit of a mouthful. But I'm here to let you guys know that currently we are recruiting members for that board. Yeah, we're looking for folks who live in or work in unincorporated King County or in one of the contract cities that KCSO, the Sheriff's Office, provides services for. And we're really looking for, diverse and thoughtful perspectives on policing and providing priorities for our office, what you would like us to be looking into, and really just reflecting the needs and the wants of community, and understanding how different communities in unincorporated King County are experiencing policing. So on Caplio, our members are able to participate in policy writing through our new community guided policy review process. If anyone has any more questions about that, feel free to find me and ask me anything you'd like. Members are also able to advise not just our office, but also the King County Council and the Sheriff's Office on any issues related to racial equity and social equity in terms of policing and the criminal justice system. Members can kind of expect to work about 6 to 8 hours a month on the board, including a 2-hour monthly meeting where there are options to participate virtually. And if anyone has any questions about that opportunity, please feel free to ask me anything. I'll be sitting over there. And applications are open on our website. There's also flyers on that table over there with the QR code. Thank you for the explanation of QR codes earlier. That was helpful. It was. One other update I want to mention about our office is that we are starting independent investigations. So up until now, our office has been independently certifying and monitoring the internal investigations that the King County Sheriff's Office does. But now we're going to be starting our own independent investigations into complaints that people have lodged against KCSO. So if you have any interactions with the Sheriff's Office and you'd like to reach out to somebody to talk about it or to file a complaint about it, please reach out to our office. We're OLEO, the Office of Law Enforcement Oversight. And if anyone has any questions, I'm happy to answer them. But thank you for letting me take some of your time today.
All right, thank you so much, Simran. Next up is Paula with Lakeridge Art Club.
Hi, I'm Paula. The person sitting next to me was Teresa. We're both members of the Garden Club. And I just want to explain to you that Lakeridge does not mean just Lakeridge. Our group is open to everyone in the community. Very different from what it was on its inception. So this is real positive for us. And I want to thank everybody who supported us with our plant sale in spring. It was our first time out with this adventure. And it was pretty successful, not just financially, but we actually got to meet a lot of people in the community and some other organizations that we can now join, pardon me, we can now join with and see if we can't do some more things within the community in a little better way than has been done before. Just one announcement that we're going to do a wreath making activity on November 23rd. It's a Saturday from 10 to 12:30. It's free. There's no obligations for anything. All the things will be supplied. If you want to come and learn how to make a wreath or just be creative in your own way with a wreath or whatever you want to do for that. There'll be cookies and other things and Lunchables. So it's all an activity. And again, thank you to Chief X for continuing to allow us to use their facilities at the King County admin office there in the fire District 20. Did I get it all in there? Okay. Yes. All right. So that's mainly what I have to say at the moment. Any questions from anybody regarding our group?
How do you find out about membership?
Oh, good point. We actually have a Facebook site, and there is, and I should know this, but I think there is a website too for us as well. But go on to Facebook, or you can connect with me or any of our other members. I'll leave our names with you. I think you have them anyway, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Or reach out to us.
Yes, okay. So you have them all. Yeah, good point. Yeah, it's because we are looking for more people. It's because it's, yeah, anyway. So no other questions? Then I have one more thing. One of the, I was given this to announce today. The Allied Arts of Renton is presenting a fall family concert at the IKEA Center. They do these periodically. The neat thing with this one is that there is a student from Renton High School who is a violinist. I can't remember his name. You know, my Rolodex gets overfilled and I can't remember everything all the time. So, but it's kind of exciting that he's one of these young people who are musically inclined and actually very good at what he does. And he's also, there's a sponsor, and you may know the name, again, my Rolodex fails me, but he's a former Skyway resident, grew up here, is a violinist. Do you know him?
No.
Or no? Okay. I was hoping somebody
Quentin
did.
Morris?
Yeah,
Yeah.
There we go.
Dr.
Yeah.
Quentin Morris.
Dr. Quentin Morris, yes. And he's involved with this young man, but he also has a school that's in
Key to Change.
Creative. Yep, thank you. See, I knew I could count on people here. Okay, so that's really kind of exciting that we have a real direct contact with this and that to promote his program as well. That was really exciting to hear about. Okay, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Paula.
We're back.
Thank you. I'm Jeff Brown from Friends of Deborah's Canyon. You may know Deborah's Canyon is part of Lakeridge Park, down by the pizza place. And the canyon is a woodland trail that goes back up in the, it's beautiful. Taylor Creek runs through it. If you've never been there, take an opportunity and go down there for a nice walk in the fall. It's lovely. Last time I was here was in January when we were here last. And I let you know that there were some new developments with the Taylor Creek project. And at that time they were looking for a different approach to fixing the sediment problem in the canyon without building a road. Their original idea was to build a road through the canyon. Well, they changed their mind and they arrived in August on a new approach, and we're very, very, very happy about it. So there will be no road in the canyon. They are going to take small track vehicles up the existing trail. They can use the existing trail for this process. They will then be cabling logs down into the creek to be placed in barriers. The barriers are there to hold back the large sediments, so big rocks and things that are coming out and washing out into the lake. And these barriers then will be made by human hand. The original plan was to have a big machine going up the canyon and placing these logs with this 5 feet tall barriers with the logs. Well, they've changed that. These are now going to be placed by human hands, so the damage in the canyon will be much, much less. And as we think, we're very happy with this. The project manager, Cody Nelson, was really great in seeking out this new approach. We think, well, for one thing, the trail will remain the same. There will not be a road. 400 trees will not be lost in the process. In fact, this new approach, they say that they will not have to cut down any trees to get the material down into the creek. The sediment project will be a success. They'll be able to keep the sediment in the canyon and not out into the lake. And the taxpayers, ratepayers of Seattle Public Utilities will save a lot of money. So we're very, very happy about this. If you're interested in the timeline, so they start their design review now. They should have design review finished, at least for permitting purposes, by the end of this year. And then they will be in the permitting process with Fish and Wildlife and Corps of Engineers for about 18 months. So that will put them into 2026 to get permits. And then they will be able to go out and get contractors. So the contracting process will take about a year, so they're in 2027. So it's going to be a while. You'll still have plenty of time to walk in the canyon before this takes place. But once they do get going, there will be in 2028, 2029, and I believe 2030, they will be closing the park and the canyon for 2 months in July and August of each year to do this project. But and then in the meantime, in 2026, if you've ever gone down into the canyon, you'll know that on either side of the big bridge there's a big sloughing of the canyon wall going down, toward the creek bed. The trail was created when they put a sewer line through the canyon. The sewer line runs underneath the trail. So they need to go in and shore up those 2 spots on either side of the big bridge to hold the sewer line in place. And that will take place in 2026. And that will close the park for a couple of months at that time too. But that process will only result in the loss of a couple of trees, and so the canyon will, even after that's over, will remain the beautiful place that it still is. Then they have another project on the east side of the canyon, won't affect the park, where they're going to be what they call tight lining the the stormwater outfalls that come off of the east side of the canyon, and then they just dump right straight down into the creek, and that's a lot of sediment getting washed out by those. So they'll put a pipe essentially from the end of the outfall, pipe it all the way down to the creek, and then spread it out by another pipe down into the creek, and thereby eliminate a lot of the erosion problems. But that will take place also in 26, but it won't affect the park, so the park will remain open. I think that's about all, except I do want to mention Friends of Delaware Canyon as a group. We have been working to restore the beauty of that park since 1995, so about 30 years. And you're all welcome to join us. We have work parties every third Saturday, every month out of the year. I don't want to step on Darlene's work party coming up this Saturday. We also have a work party this Saturday, but you're not invited. You're supposed to go to Darlene's. You can go to Darlene's work party. But every other month of the year, if you feel like pulling some blackberry or planting some trees, please come down and meet us at the trailhead parking lot. There we're Holyoke and 68 come together right behind the pizza place. And we'll put you to work, and you'll meet a lot of really nice people, and you'll do a lot for your community. So, any questions about the project or anything else I can answer? No? Well, come down to the park and enjoy the park. Thank you.
All right, and we have some more updates for 2 other members that did not attend today, but they did provide a written report. First off is Women's United with Miss Alicia Kennedy. She has 3 updates. First one is Grandma's Hand Art Therapy, which features classes for seniors. Asking about senior classes around here for 55 and older on Wednesdays. All skill levels are welcome for that, and so if you are interested in that, please email Alicia, which is ALESIASIAC at women'sunitedseattle.org for registration. Next thing she has is Coast Community Closet features new and gently used clothes for women, men's, boys, and girls, youth, children, and infants. They offer books, shoes, toys, household items, and more. This is open Saturday, October 26th from 12:30 to 4 at the Task House off Renton Avenue. The address is 11410 Renton Avenue South. That is actually going towards Upper Rainier Beach area on the right-hand side. Last is 3rd Annual Thanksgiving Turkey and Produce Distribution on November 23rd. From 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. in partnership with the Silent Task Force. Registration will be shared on women'sunitedseattle.org by the end of the week, or email again Alicia at women'sunitedseattle.org for registration. Any questions about Women's United and Miss Alicia's programs? All right. Next up is Elijah Hand and Ayanna Brown. She actually has one report. Her report says, come sit at Elijah Watt's community family table and join us for a free Thanksgiving dinner on Thursday, November 28th. 2024 at Albert Tiley High School, right here. Doors open at 11 a.m. and our social hour and food will be served from noon to 2 p.m. And if you have any more information that you want to learn about that event, please contact Ayanna Brown. Her phone number is 425-208-6236, or you can email her at Ayanna Brown, A-Y-A-N-N-A, Brown, B-R-O-N, at ElijahWansHands.com. That is ALAJAWANS, hands.com. Any questions about that event? All right, and is there any other community reports that we missed? And we had 17 today, that's amazing. All right, well, we have, is it main presentation?
Main presentation.
King County elections, Naeem.
Hi. I believe this goes to 8:30, right? So we've got like a couple minutes. So I'm going to be brief. My name is Nikki Duftop. I work with King County Elections. I am the Outreach and Language Access Supervisor at King County Elections. And I just wanted to give a few updates. I think at this point, I'm looking at like mostly organizers. So I'm going to ask if you want to keep going. Keep going. Okay, so a couple of things I wanted to point out. This is the general election in 2023, and the yellow is the lowest turnout, 50% or below. And I just wanted to highlight how much of that is kind of in the south where we are, further south than us. So we expect this to repeat again this year. The lowest turnout will be in South King County, as it has kind of always been.
Boo!
But we have hope to get that up through consistent work and outreach. If you could move forward for a number of them, keep going. Okay, so important dates. The 5th is obviously the presidential election. You can register and vote on the same day. Unlike other states, we don't need a time period between registration and voting. And we've done away with the 30-day residency requirement. So if you moved last week to King County and you want to vote, you can register and vote. If you move here the 4th of November, you can register and vote in King County. But you have to do it in person after the 28th. Devin knows all about this, so if you have any questions, she can steer you in the right direction. Non-traditional addresses, folks don't need a physical permanent address to vote. This is one of the myths we've been sort of speaking out against. If you have a cross street, you can register and vote. We'll have our GIS team put a pin so you're in the right district, and then you can pick your ballot up either online or at another address, like a shelter or the post office. The next one. So this is just the basics of a voter registration form that I don't think you need. What else is on there? Not much more. This is what it looks like on the website. If you need to update or register to vote, it's all in the same place. Keep going. This is what a ballot looks like, but I'm sure you all know that. A couple of more things I wanted to say. One is that we offer everything in 6 non-English languages. That's the ballot, that's the voter's pamphlet, all your letters, the website, ballot alerts, etc. That is Chinese, Korean, Russian, Somali, Spanish, Vietnamese. So if at the library or at the high schools or the schools, if this comes up, that would be, with parents, happy to assist in registering folks in those languages. Post-conviction right to vote. So we still meet up a lot of people that say, oh, I have a record, I can't vote. I've been to juvie, I can't vote. There's just this, like, I think a national misconception around this. If someone is standing in front of you, they can vote. And if they're not in full incarceration for a conviction, felony conviction in Washington, they can vote. So if they owe fees, if they're in, work release, etc., they can still vote. They might have to re-register. So those are like the highlight points I think that are important for our communities to take away. Any questions?
Do you need volunteers to go on the day of?
We don't use volunteers for security reasons and all kinds of other reasons. We will hire people for one day to close a drop box. So if you're a King County employee, actually, you can volunteer, but only King County employees. Otherwise, we can hire you for one day. Training, 2 hours training, and then closing the box. We're looking for 700 people to hire, and then the longer sort of assignments are about a month long. So if you're interested in working for us through this period, then we can connect you, or my email is on there. Let me know, I will connect you. 700 people we still need. That's the word. Temporary positions. These are great jobs also for folks who are retired. They can, just for that period of time.
I know it matter, but the C is missing on the lower one. King County. Oh. So maybe just to click on that, it won't work. I'll put it on.
What happens if I get a signature challenge after I voted? What do I do?
Ooh, I have ballot alert cards that I should leave here.
Yeah.
But if your signature gets challenged, you will get a letter. You have to fill it out and turn it in to us. Otherwise, your ballot won't be counted. So we look at every single signature. Eyeballs are looking, human eyeballs are looking at it. So we'll be looking at, I think it will be 1.2 million signatures this election. So that's a lot. If you get a letter saying it hasn't matched, there's a way you can, what we call cure, basically fix that issue online or through the form we send you. But we need to receive that by certification, which is right before Thanksgiving. It's not by election deadline.
What's a ballot alert?
A ballot alert is an email or a text you get when your ballot is mailed out to you. When you receive it, when your signature has been accepted. And a reminder, the Thursday before, if you don't vote by the Thursday before. Text or one.
Have ballots been mailed out?
Tomorrow.
Well,
If you don't have your ballot by the 21st, 22nd, definitely give us a call.
I get the informed delivery, my email was supposed to come in my mail 3 times now. It said I was supposed to receive a notification about the election, to vote early, the rules and regulations. I haven't received one.
So you signed up for the ballot alerts and you haven't received any. That's what you, okay, great. I can take your name, contact if you want, and I'll reach back out to you.
This was just supposed to come in my regular mail.
Oh, the USPS, when you sign up for the postal service and they give you an email.
They said it was coming and they haven't.
Oh,
That's 3
if
times.
it's USPS, I know nothing about that.
It might just be sitting on their truck. They'll scan it in, but sometimes it just sits on their truck if they didn't make the delivery that day.
Well, this is like the September October, there was like one in August, one in September, and then recently, so it's not like it's a day or two late.
They also buy advertisements too in the USPS thing. So sometimes organizations like USPS or like King County Elections will advertise in those USPS emails, auto emails. So sometimes it's not the mail that's coming, but actually an advertisement. If that's what you got, maybe.
I'm just kind of suspicious.
Yeah. Talk to the post office about that.
Yeah, if it's USPS, you're welcome to talk to the post office, obviously. Or you can take a picture or whatever, drop it off at our office, because we have a liaison with USPS. So if we understand what's going on, then we can talk to them. Or see if it's like just not a one-person thing, it's a community thing, then you can address it. Thank you.
Thank you, Naheem.
Thank you so much, Naeem. All right, so that is it for this quarterly meeting. Thank you so much again for everyone who attended, who's online. Again, if you have any questions or if you want to rewatch, it has been pre-recorded, so you can go back on our mywesthill.org or you can go on our Facebook and rewatch this whole thing. If you have any questions about the people who did present, please feel free to reach out to us and provide some contact information for you. And have a